Hello everyone, back to using my old setup once again, save for my new mic which I'm using because it's very easy to lose my computer, so I don't have to ever use a laptop mic again. But yeah, I'm not using my camera, it's right here for this video because, well, you may have noticed in some videos, I have not picked a consistent place to set up a camera. I have a tripod, but like, it's hard to pinpoint an exact place because I'm a one-man job. I don't have anyone to look into this camera when I sit on the tripod when it's filming. So I don't know if the quality is good or not, and thus I have to constantly go back and forth, make sure I'm in the right spot, and guesstimate if I put everything in the right spot or not. Which can be beyond irritating, to say the least, considering how if I'm on my bed, some lighting or glare error, even if I hit this lock button right here, that can cause the whole video to get messed up. And it caused my D-pad video, I filmed this very spot using like my computer placed as a stand. It caused that video to be so bad I can't even upload it until I film a follow-up where I show off the D-pad, because the unboxing was so bad you couldn't even see the text, and you can see the text when you film with this camera, so that's not a good sign. This thing's great for pictures and great for unboxing videos, but it's not great for internal memories yet, and I don't know what to do with it. Mainly because my bedroom sucks ass, and there's so many damn frames and stuff of like things I don't even care for. Like, you only see the video game stuff like behind me, but if like you were to go back there, you'd see lots of pictures of me or pictures of like my pet or pictures of random academic achievements my grandma hung up, because believe it or not, she took this room over and basically put up whatever the frick she liked in terms of stuff I did. I don't care about my academic achievements, and yeah, I'd rather not them be my videos. So, needless to say, that's why I still film this corner of the room, and since there's a big computer desk right here, and my camera isn't that high when I put it there, there's really nothing I can really do when I film on this location for unscripted internal memories, and filming towards my bed because the aforementioned stupid frames doesn't help either. So yeah, I have to find some way to determine a concrete filming location where I can film quietly like I have with this laptop for the past few years. So either way, it's back to honestly recording unscripted memories. I said I'd do one on Digimon Tri when I came back, and it's been a week since I saw the last film. Everything's in my mind, so I'm gonna give summaries of all the 6 movies, main parts. So yeah, this will be spoiler free, and like with one movie, this will be a long, rambly review where I just go over things without showing any footage or any art at all, because of that incident with the Pokemon movie. Well, somehow the poster led to my video game blocked worldwide by the Japanese Show Pro company. They reversed it, thankfully, but yeah, to avoid even that scare, I'm not gonna do any anime footage at all, not even a picture of Digimon. Maybe I'll get the boxes for Tripod 2 and 3 out. You can see them right there. You see that green box right there where my finger's pointing badly? That empty shelf? Yeah, those 2 Blu-rays next to the Dragon Ball GT boxes, my Digimon Adventure Tri stuff. And I think, yeah, my Sentai stuff's there too. So yeah, with 3 minutes into the video, let's get started on the actual subject, because I already ranted about my bad filming space, and I'm still thinking about how to do the next main episode, and why I'm using the webcam again for this episode of Unscripted Memories. But at least the mic stuff's sorted out, and I also buy a new camera. So, and yes, I know I could easily put a tripod on this desktop, but I don't know if it'd be short enough to be up to this height so it can film me properly. And again, I have no way of knowing if it recorded properly because there's no one behind the camera, and it wouldn't be able to get behind the camera because there's a big wall behind this laptop. But anyways, on to Digimon Tri. So it was announced in 2014, almost 2 months after I started reviewing on my website. I think I may do an Eternal Memories on my whole website career this season, but for now, I'll keep the first episode a secret except the patrons of the next season. But anyways, yeah, Digimon Tri, it was gonna be, no one knows if it was gonna be a TV series or not. Everyone assumed it would be because Digimon Fusion, or X Cross Wars, or Cross Wars as technically known, That aired in like 2011, and it took a few years to get completed, but it was like a normal Digimon series. And when the dub came, I liked it more so the second part than the first part, because the first part was boring, but it wasn't Data Squad bad. The second part was really good though, probably almost better than Digimon 02, but not as good as Digimon 01 or Tamers, in my opinion. But regardless, yeah, I think they was dubbing Digimon Fusion at the time, because I remember some Facebook comments when people were excited about Digimon Tri on the Digimon Fusion Facebook page, the official one that Saban opened when they dubbed that on Nicktoons, because that's where it used to air. So anyways, Tri was going to be a series where all the kids from Digimon Adventure 1, not 02, Kari and TK count as 01 kids, and they use the 02 designs. They basically all get back together for one new adventure, and that was it. They assumed you could reveal new information on their website. You click some egg. I never participated in that, so therefore I don't know much about it myself. I just heard that people got so excited to see more about the new movie that they clicked the egg so many times that they kept making up random distractions to make excuses as for why they didn't want to reveal new info about the show early. And then after like all the initial pre-release announcement stuff faded, and it was supposed to like come out in the spring of 2015, nothing happened. It like literally came and went, and nothing new was announced. And then I think in like April or May, they suddenly announced, oh hey, it's gonna be a movie, a 6-part movie, a movie series that they've never done before for any Digimon series. Not even the old school Digimon movies were ever this big in terms of how big of a deal it was. Like, we had that crappy Digimon dub movie I mentioned before in the memory video I uploaded last time, the Digimon collection. And outside that weird mishmash, there's never been a major Digimon movie. They've all been like OVA films in Japan. And the ones that got put on Toon Disney were like half hour to an hour long. But these were longer than those. These were going to be theatrical movies in Japan as well. And there was going to be 6 of them. The first one's called Reunion, and it came out on November, I think September, I think it was November 2015. And I really didn't pay attention to it because I assumed it would take forever for it to get dubbed, because at this point, Digimon Fusion's second season had wrapped up, and the third season was nowhere in sight to be dubbed. And it still isn't dubbed. Believe it or not, Digimon Fusion Season 3 is completely absent from the dubbing. Considering how they use an ugly art style for that season for no reason at all, I'm kinda glad they don't dub that. And I'm especially glad we don't get stupid Appmon dubbed. Shame they couldn't skip over Digimon Sabers. But the point is, because Fusion Season 3 wasn't going to get dubbed, and because Saban was doing all sorts of stuff on Nicktoons at the time with Fusion, and some diehards were not happy with how some dubbing localization processes happened, because TV networks require standards, and they can't just throw whatever Japan has right at the wall, and it's just an adult network. Which makes sense, honestly, and that's why they didn't really care about the changes as much as other people. But yeah, needless to say, Digimon Fusion Season 3 was nowhere in sight for a dub, so Digimon Tri, when would that get dubbed? No way would they ever dub that, at least not for 4 years or so, I assumed. Because it took like, I think, 3 years for Fusion to get dubbed. So 3 years from 2015 would be right now, actually. It would literally start dubbing now if Saban were in the normal routine. But surprisingly, it got subbed immediately on Crunchyroll when the first movie came out, and I didn't use that site much at the time, but I thought, oh hey, cool, if I want to watch it, I could watch it on Crunchyroll. But I'll wait for a dub because I haven't watched Japanese Digimon. Now I kind of have watched a little bit, and I really do think it's worth watching. Some seasons, mostly seasons 1 through 3, but the other seasons aren't that good to watch. Mainly it's the Digimon voices. They sound awful, except when they're on their adult forms, because the childlike portrayals that they give them are like high-pitched and really obnoxious, and combined with Japanese dialogue, it drives me insane. The Filipino dub, which I mentioned in the last Unscripted Memories, they actually use the Japanese background music, character names, and all that stuff, but the voice performance is even worse, and the Digimon voices still sound awful. But if it's something I can understand without reading subtitles, I was able to dig through that part of the anime more than the sub version. But anyways, that's besides the point. Needless to say, if I want to watch Japanese Digimon Tri, or Season 3 of Cross Wars if I really want to see that awful arc, then I had nothing to fear. Anyhow, hearing about Digimon Tri being subbed by Crunchyroll and whatnot, and thinking, oh, I'll just wait for the dub, that's pretty much what I did. I heard about a second movie coming out, but I knew nothing about the plot of the movies at all. I just know the Digimon were back and everything seemed to be okay. And yeah, I went in blind. The first movie and second movie came by without any issue. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the summer of 2016, they announced they were gonna dub all 3 movies. The first 3 were announced at the moment. Actually, now that I think about it, no, it was only the first one that was announced at the time. In 2016, it was just the first movie, Reunion, because they released Determination by then. And the third one, known as Confession, was on the way. So, it was going to be dubbed One Night Only in Fathom Events on September 2018. I think it was the 15th of 2016, not 2018. And my friend Paul, who I've mentioned in many descriptions for the gameplay videos I record, he's my best friend in real life. He's a big Digimon fan. I don't know if I mentioned this on the channel properly yet, but he played Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, that game I hate with all my existence. And he hated it so much, like, even though I irrationally hate it more than he did, he got bored by it more than I did, to the point he just dropped the Pokemon brand altogether. No card games, no movies, no nothing. He just ditched Pokemon, save for a Super Mystery Dungeon when I basically begged him to try it, and he did like it enough to 100% it. He abandoned Pokemon for Digimon, which you don't think someone would do, because Digimon's literally dead in most ways. But Paul liked those games more than Pokemon now, and I feel sorry for him that he's not gonna ever get back in the card game. I understand that a betrayal like that would make someone upset. So that's why when the new Digimon movies came out and I told him about it, and I said, hey, we want to come take me and we could see all of them together in the theaters. He's like, oh, sure. And so we'd have a routine. For the first movie, we'd go to the theater nearby, we would buy all the concessions, and then we'd wait for the movie to start, and then we'd watch it. And the first movie, it was pretty good. To give a quick recap, the whole plot of Tri is about Digimon being infected by some mysterious virus that makes them go insane, and they basically have to be killed and put down in order to contain the virus, and they're trying to find the cause of it. And part 1 was all about everything starting up again. Tai meeting up with all his Digimon friends, and started all the other Digidestined, including Mimi, who was back in Japan after moving in the last arc. And then in the very beginning of the movie, they showed the 4 Digimon Adventure 2 kids that were the successors to the original team. Save for TK and Kai, because they live with Tai and Matt, respectively. They got slain by a mysterious figure that was later revealed to be Alphamon. But they didn't mention it much outside the fact that they just mysteriously disappeared, and that was a big plot point cliffhanger for the next movie, which I had no idea about at the time, because I went blind for this whole series. Needless to say, the first movie went along at a slow pace, everyone met up, got back together, and then some Digimon started attacking, and then there was a battle against Alphamon where they just went to Omnimon, like, with no trouble outside some self-confidence issues. It was a pretty good fight, but you could tell it was a movie that was in multiple parts already, because it ended with, obviously, lots of questions unanswered, and it was a good first parter, but it was just the beginning of a long and complex story, and there wasn't really much I walked away from outside, oh cool, Digimon are back, and it's gonna be a cool new series with lots of mysteries to uncover, like the other series. And my friend Paul was liking it a lot too. And we walked out of theater, and everyone was like, oh my god, that movie was awesome. But before we walked out of theater, they played a trailer from Crunchyroll for Digimon Tri Part 3. Part 2 already came out in Japan, but Part 3 was literally coming out in days after the theater screening. Wanna know what they did? It's a common trope, and if it wasn't, I'd have been pissed. They flat out revealed the ending to Digimon Tri Part 2. Like, no regrets. Like, nothing. They just flat out revealed everything that happened in Digimon Tri Part 2, which made watching Digimon Tri Part 2 kind of pointless when it came around that next May, I want to say, because that's when Shout Factory got the rights to No, it was next August. May was when Reunion came to Blu-ray. Because Shout Factory got the rights to parts 1 through 3, and they dubbed the second into movies, which meant yay, more Digimon dubs. But if they did well, then we get the rest, and if they didn't do well, then we wouldn't. Luckily, they did well, because otherwise they wouldn't be talking here. But yeah, the part 2 trailer they showed, the part 2 that they showed for part 3's trailer, like, that's not what you show at the end of the first part of any movie, even if it's already been released in another country. You release the trailer for part 2, even if it's subbed, like, or if you release part 3, make it ambiguous so it doesn't give out everything that happened in the second part. Because it didn't give out everything that happened in the second part, but basically, to skip ahead since I warned about spoilers earlier, some guy masquerades as Ken, one of the kidnapped children from the first movie that you see in the beginning. And he kidnaps Nekumon, the main cat Digimon that belongs to the new character, Mako, who does nothing in the first movie, and that's why I didn't talk about her. And he takes her back to the digital world before a big fight breaks out, and then she's released, only for Mekumon to go nuts and murder Leomon because, surprise, Leomon's back, and Leomon always dies. So that part didn't anger me because Leomon was gonna die anyway, but the whole part about Ken and Imperial Dramon being on the rampage, that kinda made me mad that Crunchyroll just spoiled it. So yeah, it took almost a whole year for the next part to get out in theaters though, because they released the Blu-ray for part 1 in May, as I mentioned, and then in August 2017 they released part 2. Part 3 was actually dubbed at Anime Expo in California the month before Part 2's release, so we got an even weirder schedule because if you really wanted to and you were in California, you could have watched Part 3's dub first. So they gave out Part 2 at the Anime Expo super early if you wanted to go buy it there, but we don't live in California. I've never even been on the flight before, so there's no way I was going to see it go there just for one movie, even if I wanted to be the voice actor someday. So me and Paul were content with waiting for the Blu-ray, we did, and part 2, outside the ending I mentioned, was, again, a slow build-up. It mentioned more on how Digimon that were getting infected were becoming more of a problem. Now, Ogremon was infected, and Leomon came to stop him because it's the Lin-Ling rivalry, and more shenanigans ensue with infected Digimon going on the wires, causing havoc, and Mimi not wanting people to think Digimon are bad because all the infected Digimon aren't really mean to be bad, and the bad Digimon that keep coming through that are trying to be bad are, well, not bad because they were born that way. It was but her basically trying to make excuses for bad Digimon and, not wanting her friends to be judged unfairly. And it leads off with a fight that me and my friend Paul, we can't say surprised by because it's literally on the DVD Blu-ray cover, but it was basically Palmon and Gomamon, Joe and Mimi's Digimon, digivolving to Omega forms, which was only done in the PSP game that Japan got years ago. And I thought, oh yeah, that's super cool, we finally get to see him in battle, I wonder if he'll see the other ones too. And at the time, Digimon Adventures Part 3, 4, and 5 were revealed, and when I saw movie posters for those, it confirmed that yeah, all the Digimon are gonna get Mega'd. So that was nice to see all the Mega forms slowly wore out. And yeah, the ending, we already knew what it was gonna be. And then it revealed that Mekumon was the main cause of the whole infection, and she, wasn't good. But of course, Mako, feeling bad about her Digimon being the cause of all evil, wants to find a way to help things, and so she gets a bit secluded from the rest of the group. And Part 3 Confession, which came out in December that year, and I got it in November thanks to Shout Factory's early shipping because me and Paul really want to see it. It basically it went with Mako and Cole trying to figure out what the infections are, how to reverse it, and what's the big deal. And then we finally learn more about the ZO2 kids in the sense that we know that they've been kidnapped, taken somewhere, but we don't know by who or why. We just know that they've been completely absent. We don't know signal. They're gone. And they aren't mentioned in time. The others don't seem to care that they're gone, probably because they're busy worrying about their own partners who are now infected. Because, yeah, the whole part of Confession is that everyone's getting infected, and they ain't going insane before long, and they don't know what to do about that. Do they have to kill their own Digimon? You kind of know the ending in a sense that if you watch the O2 epilogue that everyone's going to be okay, but you don't know what's going to happen. And in the end, it's revealed that a reboot's going to take place that will wipe out the Digimon world and reset everything to the beginning of time, which means all the Digimon memories get reformatted as well. And so everyone does have a tearful departure with the Digimon, even though they try to hide the fact that they're gonna lose their memory. And even though Hercules Kabuterimon appears and stops Mekumon from going on a rampage and causing more damage, everyone does get rebooted. Everyone's forced into the computer and the digital world reboots entirely, hoping to kill the world of the infection. But then, even though the movie would end at the normal running time of like 90 minutes, the extra 10 minutes that make it 100 minutes for confession really did surprise both of us. They used the D3 terminal from O2, basically showing that O2 is not dead in terms of its importance to the series, outside Kari and TK's Digivices being O2 deemed. And they mentioned the O2 kids again, and then they go to the digital world to meet the partners and reunite with them. I found this part really intriguing because it shows that Nearmon, which is the pre-evolution of Gatomon, it's there with all the others, even though canonically the Dark Masters separate everyone and caused all the chaos and all the terribleness in the digital world to go on, but she's there with everyone else. She wasn't separated, no Wizardmon, no nothing. That was a bit unusual, and probably the one plot hole, I'd say, but they may have had a reason I'll talk about later. And then mysteriously, like, Mekumon still remembers Mako, even though the whole place was rebooted. And then they find Alphamon fighting with some mysterious Digimon known as Hackmon, who's been appearing off and on to survey the situation. And the movie ends with the mysterious guy who's dressed as Ken revealing himself to be dressed as Genai now, who's a character from 01 and 02, meeting with a government agent that's been trying to help the kids the whole time, but apparently was actually working against them. And that's the cliffhanger to part 3. So yeah, me and Paul were super excited about part 3 after it ended, but it didn't really get that intense. There wasn't much battle scenes until the end. That's the common thing all 3 movies had. No battle scenes until the end outside minor ones. I think Reunion was the one with the less battle scenes. So it was a slow burn, and we were halfway through the movie series already. But then in February, when the movie started back up in theaters again, instead of just on Blu-ray, thanks to fan events, me and Paul went to the movies again and watched Digimon Part 4, Loss. And it's not based off the meme, but it's literally about loss of life and all the loss of memories. It's an emotional movie like Confession, but it's also the most combat-filled to date, even more than the final part in my opinion. The movie just starts off amazingly, talking about the unresolved plot hole that it talked about in Digimon Adventure 1, where there was a Digi destined for the main heroes that stopped the Pokemon and saved the world and all that jazz, but you never know what they are, you just know they did something. Now you see 2 of them. They were the government agents that have been helping the kids out the whole time, and their Digimons turned into the Digimon Sovereigns. Though one of the government agents loses her Digimon, Tapiamon, as it dies in order to power up the Digimon Sovereigns to destroy the Dark Masters and seal them away until the 01 kids come to stop them. Which is a very cool filling in of old backstory. Outside of a guardian known as Homeostasis from Digimon Adventure 1 appearing at the end of 03 to do the whole talk about the reboot stuff, there wasn't much connection to the 01 plot points that were dropped, and it just keeps going. It keeps getting more interesting. It talks about how the Digimon partners are trying to reunite their new tamers, well, partners in this case. Tamer wasn't a technical term, except for Beelmon, who's not happy because she doesn't trust Sora because she just came out of nowhere and like says that I've known you for years and why don't you believe me? And everyone else seems cool for some reason, but not Beelmon. And the whole movie's just back and forth between her and Beelmon, which can get kind of annoying, while May tries to find out where Mekumon is and where she went off to because Mekumon's not with anyone else. So the whole movie's a wild goose chase at first for the Mekumon and everyone getting together again, and then all of a sudden the mysterious guy who dresses as Genai appears out of nowhere and summons a Dark Master from thin air, Machine Dramon, to basically murder the kids. He, right off the bat, comes off as a evil, cold villain who's very meticulous and not like the real Genai. And he's probably one of the most badass villains in the franchise, if I say so myself, showing no remorse to even being sexually creepy with Sora and May at one point, which is too much even for me, I will admit. But the fact that the movie doesn't tone down that or even hesitate to show that he can be evil any way he wants, for the sake of being a kids movie, it's not a kids movie anymore. It was really awesome, needless to say, seeing everything get intense and they're having to avoid Machine Digimon when they are not able to digivolve the Mega at the moment. And yeah, the whole movie is just a lot of intense fighting and mostly searching for answers. And all the while, Himikawa, the government agent that betrayed them, is searching for her rebooted Digimon Tapirmon, because now Tapirmon's not dead. And she finds him, but of course he doesn't remember her, and she goes insane, to the point that she goes into the version of hell that the Digimon series had in 02 but was dropped, the Dark Ocean. Yeah, another unresolved plot point, out of the blue, and she's fighting for her life shooting Digimon with a bazooka. It's another badass moment. Part 4 is filled with these badass moments in my opinion, and it got really intense. We started to know more about the Digimon, crisis going on. We started to know that the infection didn't go away, and that's gonna start back up again, and that Mekumon, being the cause of all the violence, is still evil and she needs to be somehow purified, and therefore the real world people are trying to figure out what to do in the situation while May remembers her childhood. And then, it's just a lot of battling. And then the Megas happen again, because, they're gonna show off new Megas, and all the Digimon digivolve into the Megas except for a few of them, and Phoenixmon and Sawafimon, Sawafimon didn't get fanfare. They all Digimon to fight Machine Digimon and Dark Geni, but then Dark Geni escapes and strangles May almost to death, solely to make Mekumon's emotional anguish so bad that she basically turns into a murderous monster by digivolving into a darker form. And the cliffhanger is literally him strangling May right before she digivolves. As horrible as that is, that's a good cliffhanger. Keeps you on the edge of the seat. You don't want the end. And when it ended, both me and Paul were like, oh, come on, that's the ending? I have to wait 3 months to see part 5? So yeah, that was part 4. The best so far, in my opinion. And now there's part 5 and 6 to talk about, and, well, I'll tell you what I think about those. So yeah, the 3-month wait to part 5 was a bit grueling because I was still dodging spoilers online, and part 5 came out in Japan a few months before part 4 was dubbed. And part 6 was coming out on a few days after part 5 was dubbed, so I had to wait even more for that movie to come out. And yeah, the whole waiting period was painful from February to May. But it was worth it, because part 5 started off with part 4, ended with the climactic digivolution of Mekumon to her darker forms, and maybe barely saved at the last moment while Geni continues to be a creeping, sadistic bastard. And it was another edge-of-the-seat moment for the first part of the movie, and then it just stops. He mentions that he's gonna escape to the real world, and that Mekumon's now digivolved fully, and she's gonna just cause havoc in the human world, and they escape, and yeah, part 5 gets stalled a bit. All the attention from part 4 is gone for most of the movie because the kids are worried about, how Digimon perceive the real world again, and how the digital world doesn't seem to like them anymore. And so they basically spend the whole movie talking to May about how it's not her fault, they can fix it, blah blah blah, kind of cliche. Then they go to the human world to try and stop Wagurumon is the ultimate form they call Mekumon, and yeah, she's trying to destroy the city and stuff, and people are scared. They don't like the Digimon that the Wester kids bring back. La la la, coexistence, because that's part 5's name. It's a slow burn again after part 4's excellent pacing, so it was a bit disappointing. And one of the moments I personally laughed at, and I told my friends online about later, is that for some reason during the campfire scene, because the Digimon Tri, like the original anime, has a bit of still frame problems and some animation errors. They aren't as bad recycled-wise as the Digimon Adventure 01, which had tons of recycled animation and lots of lazy editing. But part 5 had lots of still frames and some animation quality dipped in places, you could tell. But for some dumb reason, I swear it's not me, during the campfire scene where they're all petting their Digimon, they show Gatomon's ass facing the viewer while Kari's petting her, and it's they detail it more than you think they should when they should be detailing other parts of the movie. Because some characters look like their faces melt at a few points in this part, and I didn't like it. Galmon showing her ass! Okay, that's a bad priority, but Galmon's at least fine. At least it was an Andromon. So anyways, yeah, the movie continues, etc, etc. They get cast out of the digital world and they go back to, save the day, because now Jessmon, the digital version of Hackmon, is wanting to kill Wagulmon because she's a bad threat. Homeostasis wants her dead, and then Alphamon comes out of nowhere and starts fighting everyone again. So it's another big climactic battle at the end, like we expected from part 1 through 3. And this one is more intense because now everyone can digivolve to Omegas except for Gatomon because she's in the middle of a fight. But then all of a sudden, while Omnimon is fighting off against Jessmon and Wagulmon, Alphamon and Co somehow whip open a earthquake in the digital world, and Tai gets sent down an earthquake crater and almost presumably dies. And then one of the government agents that guide him back there on the return trip to make sure they're okay, he falls down with him and their fates are unknown, as Agumon's stranded, and Kari, being the sister to Tai, is so depressed and startled by her brother's apparent death in plain sight that in her paranoia and traumatic effect, Dark digivolves her Gatomon to Alphanimon's Dark mode, and Alphanimon immediately jumps in and fuses with Wagulmon to create probably the worst looking Digimon final boss I've ever seen in the whole franchise. And yeah, it's a gigantic angel demon, which fits because Andromon and the demon part from Wagulmon. But she's nude. Like, they don't even hesitate. She's like fully nude. Like, no tit details, but like nude. Nothing. It's all white. They detail her ass too, and I'm like, what the heck? And she moans and does weird screams. Very unsettling. I did not necessarily like her, to say the least. It kind of scared the crap out of me, but I think that's what I was meant to do. And everyone's devastated because Tai was seemingly dead, and now Odainemon, as it's called, I guess, goes back to the human world while the evil, crazy Genai does as well. The basically end the world, and Homeostasis, is also a man, wants to end the world too. Basically, everyone's trying to end the world now, and at this point, they've been mentioning in Lost a bit, a character known as King Drazel who wants to make everything under his rule, and in part 5 they mentioned that they use Apocalypmon in order to power up and co-opt Mekumon, which Apocalypmon was the final boss of Digimon Adventure 1, and he kinda sucked. He, in the dub, made a stupid pun about pizza while trying to literally destroy both worlds with a nuclear-style attack, and he was stopped anticlimactically, and that was the last of him. So, hearing that Apocalypmon was back in a way didn't make me too happy because he sucked as a villain more than Mao or my oldest mon, in my opinion. But who knows, maybe Odainemon can be a fierce, ferocious final Digimon villain, even though we know Galmon can't die because the epilogue, and the old two kids were still nowhere to be heard from outside that mentioned earlier. So there was still lots to go on for the final part of the movie, and yeah, it just ends with Matt, Tai's rival, putting on his trademark goggles and embarking by himself since Tai was no longer around. And then part 5 ended on one of the best ending themes I've heard in anime this decade. Well, I guess if you count 2010 as part of this decade, Inuyasha Final Act themes count too. But yeah, it's like, I like Inuyasha's ending themes a lot, but no other anime comes close to those ending and opening themes for me. Not even stuff I like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. But no, this song, Icicle, which is a completely original composition they made for Tri, magnificent. It's just a magnificent track all around. It's very emotional. I downloaded it immediately, and it's been one of my most played iTunes tracks for the past few months. But the wait was even longer than part 4, even though the cliffhanger wasn't as gas-inducing because they showed Tai on the cover for part 6 alive and well, so oops, anticlimactic spoiler. Even I couldn't avoid that because it's on the US poster too. But yeah, I had to wait from May 2018 to September 20th, 2018, and that brings us now. We saw part 6. Future. That's what it's called. In Japan, it's called Our Future. And boy, dodging spoilers for this one felt like dodging a lot of needles very carefully. Online people were ranting about how this movie made Tri easily a bad sequel, almost O2 level, even worse than O2. Everyone was mad about it, and I had to dodge all sorts of spoilers, mute a lot of Digimon fan sites so I don't get spoiled on accident from angry commenters. It was hell. I survived though. I only got spoiled on one thing, and overall, as a finale, it's good. It's not bad. I think some of the parts the Tri series were bad, but it does have some of the problems that Part 5 did. Which means less still frames, animation errors, and animation laziness in general. And this is the final part! But yeah, it's just weird. Like, it opens up right when that's when we left off. We all know that, like it usually does. And it just gets straight to the point. Everyone's going back to real world to stop old Daimon from destroying both worlds and from King Brazil and the creepy Jedi imposter from having their way. And they get back to the real world to find out that she's not quite there yet because she's so big that she takes a while to travel between the two worlds. So they do a bit of a battle plan and prepare and find out how they're going to do it without Tai around. You know, because Agumon can't really digivolve without Tai there. And they do a good job for the most part doing a battle plan. And then old Daimon shows up. And then stuff gets real serious real fast, which I like. It's like Part 4, though not quite as intense for reasons I'll explain later. They basically go on about, before old Daimon shows up, about how they aren't sure they can go on without time and whatnot, they reunite with their Digimon and whatnot. It's basically the same crap we've seen in several past movies about their self-doubts and worries about the future. And I know it's in the title this time, but it gets a bit crazy with your 6 movies into the series. But I don't care, as long as it's a good fight scene, I don't mind. It can't be bad as old Pokemon's fight. But they just keep going, and when old Daimon shows up, they actually throw everything they have at them. They digivolve the Mega, the ones that can, and not a dent in old Daimon. She just screams, moans, and destroys things by disintegrating them. All while Jedi laughs maniacally and is a creep again, but he doesn't interfere at first. Winston will repeat for quite a while as they try to find out how the heck they damaged this creepy angel beast. And then you finally cut to a scene where Tai is around in a mysterious lab while he finds Mr. Nishijima, the other government worker that fell into the hole with him, in probably the bloodiest scene of all Digimon. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I, again, skipped Savers in Season 3 of the X-Cross Wars. But he's covered in so much blood, like, geez, they went overboard on the blood. But I kind of like it. It shows the seriousness of the situation, but also makes it a bit disappointing because Tai has not a scratch on him, and he theoretically should have more blood because he fell into the hole first, and yeah, it's bullshit. It's plot armor at that point. But he eventually does find out that they're in a mysterious lab world. The old 2 kids are there. They finally explain what the old 2 kids have been. Apparently they were kidnapped by Himikawa because they found out about King Drazo's plan to cause an infection and, mess everything up. And when they tried to warn everyone, they were kidnapped and slain by Alphamon and placed into life support tubes to basically be extracted for energy that the mysterious man could use in the form of his, shape-shifting abilities. The polymorphic spectre aspect, in other words. That's why he became Ken as the Digimon Emperor, and that's why he became Jedi, because Jedi's there too. But they show silhouettes, and Tai in the dub sounds very concerned about his friends, which I'm thankful for, because they didn't give a crap up until that point. They are silhouettes the whole time. They don't show or detail them once. Not even the real Jedi who they detailed before in terms of that clone, or Ken, or Loli, or Cody, or Davis. Their Digimon fates are unknown because the reboot should have killed them, but they are somehow still here because this is a pocket dimension. But we don't know about the Digimon, we don't know about Imperiumon, if that was the clone, or if that was the real thing that got murdered. We don't know anything, and then Dark Jedi comes and they have a nice confrontation where he's his sadistic, evil, creepy self, and Nina Sajima tries to fight with him only to get punched back and stunned, and then Dark Jedi says he's gonna shut off everyone's life support and kill everyone unless one of them makes the decision to escape in the escape pod. So that means one of them has to die. And as soon as he said this line, I immediately knew Tai was gonna be the one to leave. Nisajima's gonna be gonna die because he's covered in so much blood, and Tai is the main character. Though it makes me wonder why the heck they didn't just have Dark Genai send himself in that last transport and screw both of them over, and maybe make them decide between killing one of the old 2 kids or Genai or not. Because we don't know if Genai survives in the old 2 epilogue, so they could have made this an actual emotional moment. And they do, because Nisajima has been around since part 1. But they do a crap job at it. And it's really disappointing to say the least, because the old 2 kids and Tai just get sent off into the real world without any fanfare, while Nisajima dies in the lab at Dark Genai's grasp. And then, more battling, more creepy old Daimon. They try to lure old Daimon to the other side of Japan's harbor in order to make sure the military doesn't get after him and he doesn't destroy the city, which does work for a bit, until the military follows them anyway and shoots the heck out of her, again doing no damage. Basically, a lot of fighting that goes nowhere until Dark Genai comes and TK and Kari, because TK is trying to snap Kari out of her depressive trance from basically having Garomon become literally hell incarnate. And when he guides her out of the apartment they were in, Dark Genai just comes out of nowhere and tries to again emotionally manipulate Kari and TK. And he does this to TK in, again, a badass way. He summons Devimon, like a specter of Devimon, the one who caused him trauma in 01 and 02, to fight Patamon and, well, Magna Angemon in the current form. And those two go at it for a bit. And it was a pretty good fight scene, but then the specter gets destroyed and Dark Genai eventually goes away, even though he tries to kill Kari and TK. And once he goes away, he just leaves them alone, does nothing to interfere, which is really strange to say the least. But yeah, they quickly get reunited with Izzy and the Eras on the bridge, and Izzy gets a phone call from someone, it doesn't specify who, saying that the old 2 kids arrived in the hospital, alive and well, but unconscious. So yeah, we know they're okay, they get back safely, and they don't know that Tai was there too. But then they all are shocked when they find out the old 2 kids were in the digital world the whole time, because they're like, they were in the digital world the whole time! And I'm like, where the heck could they have been? Did you even look there? You didn't hunt for them in particular. So yeah, that was anticlimactic, and spoiler alert, they don't mention them again for the rest of the movie. They only mention that they recover and go back to normal lives. They don't ask how they are doing, what they were trying to stop, how their experiences were. They don't do anything. They don't, again, show more than a silhouette of them, because that earlier silhouette is all you're gonna get. And yeah, the old 2 Digidestined is easily the worst part of the whole Tri series. They don't utilize them. They don't even make them supporting characters. They don't even make them good mysteries to tie into the plot, because they're just thrown in at the last moment, like that awful Hurricane Touchdown movie I mentioned in the last episode. It's a train wreck, that aspect. But disappointment on that arc aside, we see Tai's pod on the beach, but it's extremely small, and that's an animation error, or it doesn't make sense, but his escape pod's like extremely small, and I'm like, no way anyone can fit in that pod. There's no way it could have shrunk. Where did Tai go? And yeah, more fighting, more trying to save Garomon. They find out a way to save Garomon, maybe. And then Tai comes out of nowhere, saves the day with Omnimon, and then they still can't damage or Daimon. But then Izzy finds out that they can free everyone's Digimon memories from the computer, because Mikumon's Digivice has some sort of password on it, and Mikumon stored all the memory of all the Digimon that she killed or met, and thus everyone magically gets their memories back, and everyone can, become the way they were again. And it's an emotional scene. It feels, again, anticlimactic and pulled out of nowhere, because it does explain why Mikumon remembers her memory and no one else does. The timing of this moment feels a bit off, and they could have done it at a different time to maybe make things not seem like, oh no, this is the only way you can save the world. Because one thing I neglected to mention is that while they're doing all this, they're trying to prevent homeostasis from rebooting the human world, which would have killed all the electricity and basically kill everyone on the planet, because she doesn't care about the humans. She just wants things to stop. They didn't stop Mikumon before, so why would it stop her now? And they try to get her to not do it, and they don't have much time left, and then they convince Jessamon to tell homeostasis to not reboot the human world. They free everyone's memories, and then they find out how to finally kill Mikumon. They free Garomon from her by friendship, essentially, and then Mikumon's just old Daimon still, not with Gulmon, she's still the creepy boobed angel, and they fight to the finish. It's actually a good battle, and it ends with Omnimon getting a new form where she basically splits her in half. A badass finale, but lots of questions unanswered. No Dark Ocean's resolution again. Himikawa's absent, Alphamon's absent, two kids unexplained. But one thing they did that I think made a lot of people mad, I understood it, was they mentioned that since Opakulamon's influence failed, the mysterious Genai clone would go after Daemon and Deoboromon next. We already heard about Deoboromon. He came back and he died again. But Daemon appeared in only one episode, was banished to the Dark Ocean, and he does have potential to make for a good series and a good follow-up. Himikawa's in the Dark Ocean. Who knows if maybe she becomes his partner next. But yeah, it ends with them going back to their normal lives 3 months later, and Homeostasis casually kills King Drizel off screen. They never mention him. They just say, oh, Homeostasis shut down King Drizel successfully. From the way they made it sound like, even though we never see him, it was basically a virus and that got shut down because Daimon got killed. But the fact that we never saw him or saw some sort of final scene with them makes it, again, feel haphazard. And yeah, the whole thing ends on an anticlimactic note, but it does feel like a resolution in the sense that the whole infected Digimon arc is over. Mekumon's dead, Mako's still around. She goes back to her hometown as if nothing happened, talks to Tai, and everyone gets along well. And that's Digimon Tri. All of it. I don't know how to explain it. People say it's the worst Digimon series ever, worst adventure series ever, worst movie series ever. I'm gonna disagree with all that. It's disappointing in some aspects though. Part 1 wasn't that good. It was a slow burn. Part 2 was a bit too silly, another slow burn. Part 3 they pick it up a bit, okay. Part 4 was awesome, hands down. Part 5 was good, it had a great ending theme. Part 6 was decent, it had a good ending theme, but not as good as Icicle. And yeah, so I ranked the movies parts 4, 5, 6, 1, and 2. And yeah, the movies, I think they should have done a TV format because the animation errors and delay parts were inexcusable, honestly. But overall, the Digimon Tri series was pretty good. It just could have been a lot much better. The final battle was way better than Apocalypse and Malmaiosmon, but it could have been a lot better on the scales of Digimon Fusion's final battle or Digimon Tamer's final battle, and it was neither. And all two kids, all the drop plot points, all the unresolved stuff, that's just sequel hooks, and I hate them when they are not announced. And if I watched the sub, I'd have been really pissed because there was no announcement on a new movie. Now we know there's a 20th anniversary project where everyone's in their 20s and they're gonna do stuff again. I don't know if they'll acknowledge Tri though, and I hope it does because I want to see Daemon back in action. Come on, that'd be awesome, guys. But yeah, me and Paul saw part 6 and we walked away thinking it was decent. Paul liked the whole thing. He didn't really think any of it was bad, though he did think Daimon was a bit too sexualized, and he said, oh, it's just Japan, but yeah, Daimon was a bit out there. So yeah, that's my memories of Digimon Adventure Tri Adidas, and now there's just talk of the dub. Everyone came back for the roles that weren't Digimon, and a few humans did have to stay back, but for the most part, everyone was retaining the roles, the main roles. Tai as Seth, Mona as Izzy, all that, though Matt's voice actor got replaced and TK's voice actor got too old to do his old role, so he did a new role instead. But the dub was really good. All the music was kept, which means the awesome Japanese background music in iCultiba was in both versions, and it was probably one of the best, it was the best Digimon dub ever. Hands down, best Digimon dub. All the music was kept, dub was accurate pretty much. They did have a few funny moments out of the blue, like having Golemon ask, why didn't I speak all movie in the final part, which felt a bit, again, off tone. Anyhow, and if you can tell by the mic quality, my mic took a big shit and I literally had to finish the video with reduced settings, so you may not even see this video because the whole video has crackle in it and I'm so mad. And if you do hear crackle and I tried fixing it, I'm sorry. I can't fix it anymore and I don't want to refilm all this again. But overall, Digimon Tri was a pretty okay movie series. I still had tons of fun. The whole adventure of going to the movie theater with my friend Paul and seeing it like I Choose You, but 4 times, I guess. That was the best part of it all, just hanging out with a friend and seeing a movie together, and the Digimon movie at that, something we both love a lot. And if that 20th anniversary movie gets dubbed, I hope it gets dubbed so we can go back and do it once more. So yeah, that'll do it for this unscripted memories, and now, since conveniently my mic crapped out, time to rant about this stupid piece of shit. For some reason, this thing's been crackling this whole video, and I may save at least this portion of the video to warn you. I don't know what's going on with this. It started with this being loose somehow, and then it just crackled the whole time. So I tightened it myself. I tightened this myself. And I think some got loose and something. I had to call support. This is stupid bullshit. But needless to say, the mic that was working so good and I spent $200 on, along with this stupid $50 connector cable, it's, well, not working. And when I turn up like this, it gets louder, but then there's crackle everywhere. Anyhow, that's it for this unscripted memories, maybe. Bye.